Now I'm going to be tying this fly here. This is a fly they call the Gorgeous George. Now it's a good pattern. Now this is as close to the original that I know. There's so many variants out there, it's very hard to know what the original dressing was, but this I would say is as close. Now the tag of the fly is the Glo-Brite floss, and this number 4, that's all I've got left. Which I use a lot of this floss. Now the Glo-Brite number 4 is a fluorescent red, really bright. Now we just start in line with the barb of the hook, just to form the tag. Come down about 1.5 mil or so, and then remove the waste piece. And then come back up, get to the top, and then we finish with just a couple of turns. 1, 2, pull. Now what I'm doing with my nail here is pushing it up and tightening the floss at the same time. You trim this away. Now to protect it, obviously I'm going to varnish it, but in this case I'm going to use some super glue first. This is a fully mill super glue, it comes with a brush. So apply it, allow that to dry. Now you must varnish it. You've got to varnish it, clear varnish over the top, and that will seal it all. Now I've got one sitting here ready. So I'll just get the varnish should be dry on it. Now I usually sit and do about a good half a dozen or more. Now straight up into my vise. Now in the original it was an orange thread it was used. Now I'm going to use an orange, but this is what they call fire orange, fluorescent orange. I'm just going to use this thread, and we're going to start at the eye of the hook. Now the hook's a fully mill competition, heavyweight size 10. Most popular size is 10s and 12. Though I would say the 10 is the most popular. Take it right down to the tag and then remove the waste piece. Now in the original fly, wool was used in the tail. I've dyed this actually, it's baby wool, I've dyed it fluorescent yellow. Now but most people will use the Glo-Brite floss number 11. As you can see it's much the same. But I'm going to use the wool. Now what I've done is, you can see that's the wool there, but I've used a brush just to brush it out and bring it all together. Then I'm going to tie it on. Now it's quite a short tail on this fly, so we tie this the full length of the body. So a couple of turns just to get it started. Length of you're looking around about half the body length. Just tie it, trim it away. For the rib, a small oval gold tinsel. Catch this on. I'm just going to back with that wee half turn, and then keep the thread tight. Then I'm going to tie these in together. I'm just going to make sure they stay where I want. Work your way up. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to put a dub body on this. Now you've got to give yourself a good couple of mil, 2 to 3 mil at because you've got another hackle, you've got a body hackle, front hackle, and then a throat, so you must give yourself plenty of room. Then we work my way back down. Ready to do our dubbing. Now the dubbing colour I'm using is a golden olive and olive blend. So it's 2/3 golden olive, 1/3 olive, which I've blended together. Class is a yellow olive. Now just lightly dub it onto your thread. And then I'm going to work it on. Slide it up, get it started. Just look where you're starting. Don't worry too much if you see the fire orange coming through. When this fly gets wet, you'll see plenty of colour coming through. Warm it up, and then we just work our way up. Just forming a nice body. Tighten up when you need to. Just get to here, then we're going to take away the dubbing. Excess. Now the body feather I'm going to use is it's a yellow olive. Now I'll give you what this originally was a natural grey. Now if you've got a natural grey feather and you dye it yellow, you'll get a nice olive, and that's what this is, a yellow olive. So now what we do is catch this in. The saddle I'm using is a whiting, it's a Hebert Minor. Now just going to trim away the waist. Do a turn at the top and then work our way down. Now you can be heavy with this, it's up to yourself. It's a very bumble-like fly, and the Irish boys do like plenty of hackle in their flies at times, so 4 to 5 or 5 turns or so up the body, the rib, securing it in. Just draw back these fibres and leave a space for your tinsel to come in, catch it in with a good 3 or 4 turns. Trim away the waste, come in, trim away the hackle. Now what I like to do is make sure there's a bit of wax on my thread at this point, secure that in. Now what I'm going to do is use the velcro and I'm going to brush out some of the seals fur. Just brush it towards the back of the fly, this will break it up slightly, get it into a nice, well, it flows nice with the rest of the fibres, and the blend of the colour mixes is perfect. Now legs, there's legs on this fly, pre-knotted pheasant tail legs, and this is a dyed orange pheasant tail. Now I'm looking for 3 either side of the body, just bring them 90 degrees from the stem. You can see there, they've lined up, and tear them away. Now, as I say, 3 either side. What I'm doing here is just working from the bottom because the fibres have stuck. Just part them like that and then use your finger and thumb to come in, and this will hold them apart. Now these are tied mainly up into the fly on top, so I'm going to hold them, pinch my fingers 2 or 3 turns to secure. Get them to sit the way I want, that's fine. You can trim away the waste, and then we can tidy up a wee bit. Get a wee bit of wax on my thread. Got a fibre there, so I'm just trim that away. Front hackle, I'm going to use a medium olive coloured Chinese cock, this one here. Now I want a wee bit of the soft fibre at the bottom, so I'm going to tie it in down there. Take away the fluff, trim it to the right length. Now it's important you get a wee bit of wax on your thread here so you get plenty of grip. So you've got to give yourself plenty of room here. And then what we want to do is fold the hackle, just draw your fingers through it. And then doing one turn in front of the other, nice straight turns. Work your way down, nice and tight. As I say, don't be shy with the fibre. Some people think this is very heavy dress, but it's not. 2 or 3 turns. It's always best to have flies that you can have lightly dressed ones on a calmer day. But when there's a good wind blowing, you need plenty of hackle. Now I folded back the tip of the hackle, break it off. Now what I'm going to do, again, touch of wax on my thread, and I get myself a guinea fowl feather. Now you could use the darker stuff, which is here, or you could use this type here. So this is the guinea fowl dyed hot orange. It's up to yourself what one you use. I'm just going to use the brighter one, the one with the whiter dot. Take away the fluff, don't need that. Now it's just a throat, so I'll get 2 flies out of this feather. Now what I do is just bring it straight 90 degrees from the stem and then remove the fibres. There's enough on that for 2 flies. Just a wee throat underneath. I usually pinch and loop up the way. 2 or 3 turns. Now you can just simply get your nail, flare these fibres a bit, spread them out, which is fine. And there are 2 or 3 turns, and then hold the thread away with your finger, come in underneath, trim away the waste. Now what I'm going to do is, again, a bit of wax on my thread, just check there's no fibres going into the eye, it's fine. Tidy up. Now I'm going to get 2 jungle cock eyes. Now you don't have to have these, but they are used. 2 small jungle cock eyes, or you could use a split eye. Now I've actually broke one of these feathers when I tore away for the cape, so I'm going to bring them together. Just line the eyes up, I normally tie them in together, so draw back the fibres that I don't need. Just make sure they're lined up. Now they can be, in line with the body or slightly up. I'm going to put it slightly up, so I'm going to hold them and get 2 or 3 turns, position them. At this point, just check, see where we are. That's fine. If you're happy with that, what I like to do is, now that does cause a bit of problem sometimes doing this, I need to fold it back. I prefer to fold back the jungle cock and wind from the front up over these. It does give you a heavier head, but the jungle cock is really secure. Just leave it at this point and then come up with the thread and then come back down with the whip finish. Nice and tight. Trim that away. Now, you probably could break that one away, but the other one that had been snapped, I may have to cut away. That came away, that's fine. Now, what I'm going to do here, just bring the jungle cock out a wee bit. Either side, it's just flat, so just to bring it out so it doesn't flatten it too much. And there we are. That's the gorgeous George. Quick look, see what it's like. Throat's not too bad, nice and bright. Now what I want to do is varnish the head, but quick way of doing it, get a nice bright head. And I'm going back to my super glue. As I say, it is a fully milled stuff, but it's got the brush. Now I've tapered the brush, I've reduced it by a lot, there's not much left actually. I've tapered it down so that I can easily apply the super glue, a lot of control over it. And just tap the head as you go around and turn your vise if you can. Now allow that to dry. Once that's dry, and then we can add a coat of varnish on it, and you can see a nice colour combination. It's a very unusual, to many people it may be an unusual pattern, but in Ireland it's not. It's a very good pattern, and one certainly worth having. And as I said, there's quite a lot of variants of this fly, and this is a slight variant of the original. I would say the only difference would be I would maybe use a standard orange thread instead of the fire orange. So I hope you enjoyed that.